Hi and welcome. I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ontario, Canada. Welcome, friends. I'm really excited. This is going to be backwards. We are using the textured floral bundle tonight, and when I turn the camera around, you'll see the dies as well. It is really cool, and I know a lot of my cards don't involve a lot of stamping. This card's mostly stamping. Cool, huh? Anyway, I'm just going to take a boo, make sure everything's working. I think I started a minute late because I was having a little coughing thing because our air quality could be a little better due to the fires, forest fires in northern Canada, but I think it's more Quebec. It's coming over, and some of the sensitive ones are feeling it. Oh, where are we? We're way down. Here we go. Hello. Hi, Elsie. Welcome. All right, my friends. I think we're just going to dive right in and go right to the bundle, and then we'll talk about some other things while I'm crafting. All right, so I'm going to flip you around. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. What a fun time. And we're going to turn the camera around. Yes. I love when it works and I don't shut this off. Oop, I have stuff falling behind me. Oh, my camera has to go over a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. I think we're adjusted. Yep, we're adjusted. Here it is. I'm just looking at the camera going, yes, be adjusted. So here we are here. Let's try and get that glare out. I do have to bring my my light down so I can see better. But if you miss this, and I know the page number because I've just looked at it a couple times, Textured Floral Bundle is on page 65 of the annual catalog. Love the sentiments, and you know me. Do you like this too, where they use two different sentiments in the stamps? I think that's really, really awesome. So birthday blooms for you. Perfect. Every thought of you makes me smile. I love that, and with a grateful heart. And look at this. So this is a distinctive set. Okay, it's very textured. And I have to tell you that what you're seeing on here is much smaller than they actually are because there's 14 stamps here. Look at the difference in size. This is this one right here. Quite a bit larger. I know I'm going to get ink on my fingers, but let me show this to you. Wow, that's good and stuck on. Here we go. That is a big difference. So they're big, beautiful. They take up lots of real estate on your card. You know I love that. And, pardon me. Anyway, and here's the dies. Oh, I still have the, I'm really sorry. Hey, Bea. Hey, Marjorie. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I do have a couple of them die cut, and some we're going to die cut. But I want to just show you a couple things. Let's just move that light in a little bit better. It's this weird kind of light on a long pole, but it only goes so far. So this is a giant set of leaves that would go right here. Really looks lovely. And I just used my blending brushes and just took some greens, and there's a little bit of blue on the edge. Same with this one. I did them all at the same time and then just die cut the page. I don't know if you do the same thing, but I just think what a great way to get an assortment of greenery for your cards. So that's that piece, and that piece. We're using these two tonight, so you'll see those. This is your large floral image, smaller. This cuts this out, I believe, but it also, you can just use it plain. So I didn't even stamp it. This is two-piece, so this goes down first, depending on how you like it. I like to do that first. And then this goes on top. Makes absolutely gorgeous images. Flower center, some dots. We always love our dots. A little flower and some, I think it's for the inside of the flowers, but you know what? I didn't use them. And I'll show you why in a second. I just want to show you one quick thing. Well, let's get my paper down because we are going to be stamping off a lot. All right, so the catalog not only shows you you know, here's this, here's the dice, here's the bundle price, but it shows you really lovely samples as well. And that's one thing to keep in mind when you're going through the catalog. Take a good look at everything. And when I'm deciding whether, now this is hard when it's a brand new catalog, but when I'm deciding when I want something, I simply go to Pinterest or to Instagram. Instagram, I go hashtag textured floral, and sometimes bundle. I had to put bundle on the end to actually see more than just, other people's flowers, basically. And in Pinterest, I go Stampin' Up textured floral. You will see lots and lots of beautiful designs, and you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, it was just an average piece of paper. It has, size doesn't matter because we're stamping on it. Alrighty, and this time, because we're going to stamp, well, first I'm going to stamp the pieces that will be die cut, and then we'll stamp the actual card itself. Now, if you don't have a chamois, don't worry, this is hideous. I think I say this every week. It's hideous, but it's okay. I think it was just this one I was concerned with. Here's our color palette for tonight. Oh wait, I didn't use copper clay. Sorry. Here we are. Balmy blue, crushed curry, and pecan pie. They're pretty together. This, I really, really, really love the way it turned out. And I hope you do too. So I'm going to start with the flower. Now, every time we do photopolymer, I always tell you to put something underneath. A cushion of some sort. Well, that's not happening tonight. I tried it, and I don't know if it's because these are distinctive or because my Balmy Blue I've not used a lot, that it's got loads and loads of ink on it. I'm not really sure, but I like the way the image turned out when I just simply stamped it. Now I have this protecting my desk, so I'm not going to call that a cushion of any sort. Very dark down here because I pressed a little harder here, lighter up here. When this dries, it will look different. That's what I discovered. So that's Balmy Blue. When I was testing it, I went, that doesn't look like Balmy Blue. But then I went on and stamped other things and came back, and it does actually look like Balmy Blue. So now, crushed curry. And again, I'm not sure what's going on with my crushed curry because I'm getting kind of really cool colors out of it. Example. See, darker, lighter down here. That could be the distinctive stamp. See how much darker that is? I actually really love that. I am going to keep this, but I have to keep my chamois handy because I'm using that as well. All right, so I'm actually going to leave that open. And these have already been die cut. Shock? No. Alrighty, let's get our inside, or our front piece. And this is the size. It's smaller than my usual, so if you're writing this down, this is 3 3/4 by 5. I was going for a slightly different look. I am going to clean this. Again, all this mess does not transfer back. I still, however, go like that just to be sure. I see a little bit of blue. Every once in a while, give this a really, really, really good wash. Soap, water, and I've been known to take my bone folder and like kind of scrape out as much ink as I possibly can. I don't know if that's what other people do, it's just what I do. So here we are with pecan pie. And I'm just going to show you beside how it looks. I'm getting it really inky as a demonstration. Doesn't have a ton of texture. It's a little darker than I want. So we just go, keep that. Now, when you're stamping off, if you're making this card, don't stamp off as hard as I did. Or do it in different amounts. So lots of ink. And I'm just going to go this time up and down real fast. And we'll put this one over here. Okay, get rid of that and go back on. See, it's a little bit darker. So I love that you can get all kinds of different shades out of one stamp. One ink, I should say. Cool, huh? Has anyone purchased this? I'm curious. Okay, let's get that clean because we are going to not use that again. Okay, we're not using that again. I was wrong. I am not going to close this because the centers I'm doing the same color. So I'm not stamping off. These are going to be quite dark. in comparison to the stamped off bit. Pretty, huh? So, if you haven't already taken advantage of the DSP sale, 15% off is pretty nice. And it really doesn't happen very often. So DSP is Designer Series paper. And that's the pecan pie. We're going to close pecan pie for now. And we're going to bring in crushed curry again. And that same flour. I'm not going to do a lot. And whoops, I almost put it in the chamois. Let me just see. Oh, that is good. That is on screen. Just wanted to make sure. I don't want these as dark as the original flowers. So I'm going to use second. This is kind of all going to be second generation except the inside of the flowers. Second generation just means that I've stamped off once or twice sometimes. Close that. So that was crushed curry. I did order my DSP, and I just want to say that when you order now, you no longer get a packing slip inside your orders. You will get an email, and then you get saying with the information. So all your information will be on that. I'm just going to stamp out. This is Balmy Blue. Off you go. And let's put one over here. We still have space, but my sentiment's going to... Oh, do I have a sentiment piece? Yes, I do. Scared myself there for a second. Okay. And you notice I always stamp off the page a little bit, except that guy. And that's just to give movement to the card. That's what I've been told. Okay, my sentiment's about that big, so we're good there. I wanted to bring out this one. This is the, you can probably see it better that way. It's the image that gives kind of a splatter look, and I wanted to try it. On my original card, I used crushed curry, but didn't like it quite as much, so this time, there we go. We're going to try pecan pie stamped off. So here's first. We'll go like this. First, second, third. Third is very light. So we'll go first, and maybe I'll go this way. And I've inked up my, that's kind of cool. I like that. Just a little bit of something. A little bit of something here and there to bring in a little, it looks like texture. And I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but nothing is heat embossed on this card. Shock. Nothing is, I didn't use any embossing folders either. Like, what? Yeah, I thought I'd go back to the way I pretty well learned how to stamp, which was I learned to not so much die cutting, but I learned stamping. And I think that's a really good thing to keep doing. I think that's blue, balmy blue. So I'm just bringing crushed curry back in because I have a couple little spaces I can put just a tiny little bit. So stamp off. We'll go right about there. Just a little bit of an image, but I have to do this again. We don't want to do it that way. We don't want to ink it. We don't want to miss inking it again. 1, 2, 3 of those. Yeah, we'll be good. Trying to keep odd numbers. Okay, so if you like my video, I would be so happy if you were to comment, to there's the like, and then there's the love. Do the love if you can, and share. That just helps get the word out for me. Wait, I'm going to need pecan pie back. All right, so let's put that aside. We're getting there. Wait till you see it finished. Okay, and I'm going to bring in this piece. So this was just the piece we did the stamping on. The sentiment we're using is the "Every thought of you makes me smile." Now I have to say this was really easy for me to stamp when it was like up close to me. Let's see if we can do it just as straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually stamping it upside down, and I'm not going to have this underneath because it's white and I won't be able to see it being hopefully as straight as I want it to be. All right, so let's ink up in pecan pie. Looks good, looks shiny. Alrighty, here goes nothing. A little harder from further back, let me tell you. So I didn't leave myself a lot of space to cut it down if need be. Oh, it is crooked, but it'll do. A little bit crooked on there. Little bit. I'm going to do it over here too. I'm going to find one that I really like. I just know it. Oh, you know what might help? 1 second. Let's do this. Put something darker under it so I can even see better. And then my own shadow. All right. Excuse me. It might get loud as I get closer to the camera. I think that might be the winner. Oh yeah, beauty. There. I noticed one thing when I do clean my stamps right away, my goodness, your fingers get a whole lot less inky. Okay, need my paper trimmer for this. We're going to stamp the inside of the card too, by the way. And then I also have 2 more cards to show you. How are we going to do this? I don't want to cut that flower. Well, where there's a will, there's a way, right? I don't want to cut that flower because I can use it. So I'll do it that way. Say bye-bye to these guys. There. Okay, that does look pretty straight. So what I'm going to do, you have this, I don't know what to call it, center part where the cutting blade goes. And I'm just going to put this in, my sentiment in, and move it over so I don't see the bottoms of the letters. And we might just do that a couple times just to be sure. We'll hope that it's straight, won't we? Notice I'm not cutting up there because there's nothing wrong with that one either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one down a wee bit so we can see it better, and then cut. Oh, do it this way. Cut this one. I won't cut this more. I just need it in my hand to do it that way. Oh, how about you cut all the way through, Sandy? That would not be a bad idea. Alrighty, we got it that time. Okay. Yes, nothing fancy on this card. Did you notice? I do have to admit to using a little bit of Wink of Stella. I got my top stuck inside my cutter. All right, so we'll cut that down nice and straight. Cutters are so good for this because, you know, I don't know about you. I cannot for the life of me cut straight. There. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Cutter. All right, no, you know what? I think we better just finish and stamp the inside of the card. Okay, so the inside of the card is my standard size, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Alrighty, we're going to bring in 2 of the colors again. Can't remember what I had on there last. Oh, I do know. It was pecan pie. Make sure that's gone. Yep. Kind of yellowy. And pecan pie and balmy blue. So we're changing it up a little bit. The front of the card does not have to, or the inside does not have to necessarily look like the inside of the card. Keep bringing copper clay over for some reason. There's our balmy blue. And for this, let's just get that so you can see everything. I'm going to stamp down here. I will be stamping this off. You see the difference. First, I want to make sure it's got good ink in there. Stamped off. I want this to be nice and light. Nice and light. So you can write over it if you choose. Oh, I do want that. So, make sure it's dry. Don't go with my ink pad. This won't be. I think I missed one. Yep. There we go. And then, close up, we are going to open up pecan pie. This is just a delightful color. I knew as soon as I saw it in the catalog that this was going to be one of my favorites. It's like a really, I can't even describe the brown. It's just, I don't want to use, wow. I don't want to use a word like delicious, but it's really pretty. Apparently, oh, you know what happened there? You want to know why that happened? I stamped it right here on the edge of this large envelope. Yep, that's what happened. That's why it did that. Can't fix it, we'll live with it. Let's go this direction. There. That was an oops. Hey, that was the first one, I think, for this video. Not bad. Like, we're like 20 minutes in. First one, my friends. Alrighty. Okay. Assembly time. So I gave you the size of that. And in comes the base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. Go, and always have my bone folder handy. There we go, because you know I love when it lays flat. This piece here, there we go, pecan pie. 3 and, I'm trying to read my writing, good Lord. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. There we go. And to me, this card, well, they're going that way, so it's going to go there. This is just going to have a nice little border around it. So let's get gluing. Oh my goodness. This is same as last week. This is my new Tombow, and I don't really think this one needs to be stored upside down like the others. I store the emptier bottles upside down. I should not do that with the full ones. That's a good tip, actually, for tonight. Up just a little, tiny, tiny bit. Okay, we won't push it. All right. And then I am going to glue that right there as centered as I possibly can. Forgive me if I'm off center a bit. And it is good to glue this on first, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Let's get that as centered as possible. Top and bottom. Whoopsie, that's not side to side. Not terrible. A little more. If you put your glue right out to the edge and then you want to use your wiggle room, what's going to happen is your glue is going to show. So you have to kind of mind that. Now, when I was cutting my pecan pie piece, I had an extra bit because it started at 4 1/4, and I'm going to use that little piece. And you know I'm not going to try to cut it myself. So I want it to be about the size of this, which is, well, you know what? I don't even really have to do that. I can just do this. And just a teeny bit over, just in case I want to go a little bit further. And not cut my sentiment. Do not cut your sentiment. So that skinny little piece I would have often not used, but tonight, or for this video, we are using it. And it's just going to go like so. So we'll glue that on. Just going to glue this little bit at the bottom. And then have that go right to the one end. The other end should end up under a flower if we're lucky. Get my wiggle time. Boy, that's a lot of wiggling. Alrighty. Okay, it's a little bit different than the original. I am going to cut that end off as it turns out. You know, when you make your original, that's pretty close. I think most people do this upside down. Alrighty. I will be popping this up on dimensionals, but first let's get the lay of the land here. See what I want to cover up, what I don't want to cover up. Alrighty, so here's 2 flowers that I had already stamped and now die cut, and you can see how much this one has lightened up. I actually like this one, it has less. Even for something that has a lot of texture, like you can see in here, there's not quite as much in these, but that's okay. So I'm going to go right about, maybe there. It's going to look different than the original because they always do, you know? Maybe about there. I only need one of them. And I've got one of these guys over here. This could probably go over the edge. I feel like that flower's upside down a bit. Go underneath. This can go on top. Don't want it on that flower. I definitely don't want it on the flower. And this can go down. Okay, we've got it. So first thing I'm going to do is put this one on dimensionals. And have it, you know, probably in the same location. Things move around, so it's just eyeballing. Oh, and do stick around to the end. I have 2 more cards to show you. Okay, so we were right about here, but this, I am going to push this off of the pecan pie. There we go. This is going to get popped up, because, you know, I love popping things up. The other thing, by the way, that we have going right now, only for the month of June, is a joining offer. And I wasn't expecting one, honestly. I thought it would wait until we'd be waiting to hear about another one with the next celebration, but it's here. So what you get is to choose $206 in Stampin' Up! Products. You choose, not us. You totally get to customize your kit. Yep. I think I'll put a little one over here. Normally you get to choose 165, so you're getting an extra $41 in products. It ships free. Most provinces, there's no tax on your starter kit, which is awesome. You don't have to do what I do. Not at all. Not at all. And if you join and then get your DSP, you'll get the 15% off plus 20% off your DSP. That has to be on the card. I have to tip it just a little bit more. There we go. And yeah, so that is a really good deal. That is, I did not mean to put it on that part. I meant to put it on the bottom of the flower. And seeing as it's ripping, oops, it's ripping the paper, we'll get a new one. Thankfully, we get loads of these. There we go. And I want this down lower than that because beside, I don't like the look of that. So we'll go about here. I can always add more dimensionals. That is not hard to do. Okay, we have our, I was going to say greenery, but it's not green. And I don't want all of this. Clearly, it's going to go off the page. So what I'm going to do, is that a top side? That's weird. That looks like it's twisted around. That's because it has. I'm going to pull this one off and this one. And I'm going to tuck them inside here. Kind of like that. Just add a little bit more interest to the card. And what I would like, and what I think I forgot, yep. I was using my Take Your Pick tool for putting together our event packages. That 2 of them just went out in the mail. There's only 2 to mail, thankfully. And the other ones I'm delivering this weekend to a friend's house. And my Take Your Pick tool's in the other room. So, scissors are going to do for now. Alrighty. Doesn't that seem bothersome doing it that way? But it really isn't. I think it's worth the extra effort. I put them together and then go like so. And because I don't have my Take Your Pick, these are so sticky. Because I don't have my Take Your Pick tool, I'm just going to press down. And hopefully I can get that in far enough. Let me see where the, oh, there it is. Okay. Then we'll go like this. Beauty. And then, so that was that greenery. I still have that to use. I don't think I'm going to use it on this one. But this is cool. Because what I'm going to do is like take it apart. And I'm going to take the first one right here. You can cut this, but I can just pull it apart, which works quite nicely. And so that one will be going here. And I want, maybe, do I? I don't know. Let's take a look. I was hoping for it there, like a bunch like this. There. Alrighty, let's see where this goes. If it doesn't look right, I won't put it on. Have to trim that down a bit. Oh, hi Jen, thank you. Thanks for watching. Jen is the other person. We worked together on our Fun Fold Frenzy. So Jen is, and we share our team also. So Our stamping inspiration is 2 teams put together, so we're extra fun. Oh, I just felt one right here. Alrighty, so let's put that under. Nope, under. Yeah, under. Under. I sure miss my take your pick tool. I really do. But I also found my quilling scissors, my quilling, they're not scissors. Tweezers. There's the word. Words escape. It's being very persnickety. I will make this work, my darlings. I will. Oh, I had my grandson today. He was just completely delightful all day. Not a tear to be had. That's not easy for a busy 3-year-old who's bumping into things and, you know, crashing and such. So it worked out. Today worked out really well. I didn't take him outside though because of the air quality. Alrighty, not done. We're gonna embellish the front. First thing though, let's get the inside in there. And you know what? Even this on the front of a card with a sentiment, lots of white space, is also lovely. So you can do as much or as little as you want, and I love options like that. Whoa, someone's being crazy today. There we go. And down and over just a tiny bit. I know I gave you the dimensions on that, so we're good. And then these guys. These are neutral sequins, and they have adhesives on, adhesive backing. Oh, I forgot to close my glue, so it's dripping. One moment. Lid. Alrighty, let's put some of these on with our scissors. Okay, and these come in 4 colors, by the way. Clearly, we have gold, silver. This is just brown, is what they call it, and copper. I would have called that pecan pie. To me, it looks pretty pecan pie, and that's the color we're using. So let's get in there. I didn't buy a lot of the adhesives because, as you know, I really like the basic rhinestones. But these, I thought, what a gorgeous neutral that goes with so much. So many things. I'm not done yet. I think I still want to put a little bit more on. We have space, and I think we do. I'll go here. So I have a triangle here, and I have a triangle here. That's kind of the thought. And then I'm going to go right about there, just because. So those are cool. I really think those are so pretty. Alrighty, that is our card for the night. Wow, I must have talked like a auctioneer tonight. That's our card. Like I said, you can wink a Stella as well. If you're not familiar with wink a Stella, here it is. It's got, you pull the lid off. Don't try to, if you turn it, you'll take this all apart. This says push. You push, and you just, I'm not going to do very much of this, okay, because it's going to end up on my tabletop, which I just cleaned. A little bit. It's landing on this flower here. And a little bit down here. Does not show up on camera at all, my friends. At all. And there's the original. So it's somewhat alike and somewhat not. There's where I use the crushed curry instead. This flower looks like it's lonely, so I may have to do something there. Like it's off all by itself. We'll see. And here's another card. So I showed you this at the beginning, and that's one of the die cuts. There's that. Here, take that right off of there. The gingham, black and white gingham ribbon. And this is the sentiment that reads, let me get the stamp set. I cut it up and took one word off. So this says, every thought of you makes, I took 3 words off. So I used you, make, I cut the S off, me, smile. And this was from that same group of greenery that I showed you at the beginning. It's all from the same bit. And that is heat embossed. And that is the crosshatch. There's that one. Let's just put that one over there. And then this is the one where I use the copper clay. You can tell I'm on a kick of yellow. My top tonight is yellow. I would say it's crushed curry. Actually, you want to see, you have to go back to the beginning and watch that again. This is not from this set, and I can't remember. Let me look at it. It will. I'll know it when I see it. Or will I? Well, I'm not seeing it. it was in this set. Oh, it is. No, it isn't. I thought it was in the Zoo Crew, but it isn't. I'll think of it. Anyway, so just a little bit different, and there's copper clay up there as well, and then it's a different stamp as well, and copper clay here, here, and here. So my friends, there we go. Oh, thank you, Pauline. Pauline says, I love your cards. Thank you so much. I love hearing that, because sometimes I'm like, oh, do I like it? Do I not like it? And because I haven't done a lot of stamping, I make a lot of cards with a lot of die cuts. I was like, is this gonna look okay? You know? But I finally went, yes, and then had to decide which of the three I was making. And I decided on this because the Balmy Blue just seemed to work. So my friends, I didn't get a chance because I was having a little coughing fit. I didn't get a chance to put in the join link. It is on my blog. I did put if you're shopping, I am a demonstrator. I sell these products. If you're shopping, I will have to get you that host code because, again, I was running late. Shock. Shocking that I was running late. And guess what? That's what I have for you. Now, I'm away Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I should be going live on Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'm going to try to get something done in advance so I'm all prepared for you. I will see you, hopefully, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, Lolly and Sand Facebook page. Bye-bye.